When you go pick up a second-hand basketball system, be prepared for like bees, wasps, spiders, snakes, a lot of dirt. There's the basketball ring. This is why normal people would not come and get one of these. They might think they will. Okay, I gotta go pick up this basketball ring. I am nervous. I'm nervous to take this thing apart. I've watched a few YouTube videos on how you dismantle basketball ring. I have never dismantled one that was actually standing up. We gotta just face it. We gotta just face it. We just gotta do it. It's the middle of the day, so I'm hoping there's not too much traffic to watch me drop this thing on the car. I watched a YouTube video on how to get the pole down. It's not the way I thought. Base, there are these two support poles. So you actually detach the support poles first. Pole that's sticking up should just go backwards onto the floor. So you just like walk it down. Thought I was gonna actually take it sideways and walk it down sideways, but then I probably would have snapped the base if I'd done that. I've got spanners, I've got wrenches, and I've got my Ryobi drill set, and I've got WD-40 and gardening gloves. And if you're wondering why I sound weird, it's because I've had COVID. Jam sideways because this thing is not flush. When you install the pipe roll, but most people don't install them properly. They drop them on ever so slightly the wrong angle, and then it just like embeds, and then you can't get the pole out. And that's why there's countless YouTube videos about how to separate the pole, because it's not easy. You have to make it sit. When you put the pole in, you put it in completely vertical, and then you drop it on a plank of wood. So then it goes in directly straight down into the pole. And two plasterers came and helped me.
You're gonna refurbish this, eh? That's all.
Oh, thank you so much.
All good. Always happy to help. We're going to go finish up now.
What do you guys do for work?
Cement renderers.
I only got it off because I had help, had a lot of help, and they reckon I'm on something because of the way I sound. That was a nightmare. The last one took me 50 minutes. This must have taken longer, and if those guys hadn't come, I don't think I would have got it off. I think I have to allow 1 hour on average to get a basketball ring. Otherwise, no one else can go and get these. Like normal people, like a mum, can't come and get one of these for her kids. She's gonna have to buy a brand new one, and the brand new ones are like hundreds of dollars. This is like a $200 piece. So I could probably sell it for half that. I think it would be better if I had some help when I came to do that. So I'm glad my other experience went a lot better, because if this was my first experience, I'd never do this again. I mean, I'm considering never doing it again now. Did you know that water can get in these? And that's what these are for. There's a hole here, and there's a hole on the other side, and there's water in here. Listen to it jiggle. So you just tip it here, and water will fall out. Trying to take the ring off. Taking apart the basketball rings is the most annoying. I hate doing this. This one's almost off. This one, no budge. Socket wrench. It fits on the nut, but there's not enough room to move it. This bar is in the way. I had to use 2 spanners again. Always rusted. This one's too far forward and this one's too far in, so it's bent. Look at it. This is the worst basketball ring. This basketball ring toyed with me like this on the location, and now toys with me like this at the workshop. pieces in a toolbox. And we're going to rust bust them in this bucket. It's got crud. Crudder. We're going to then de-rust the other stuff. Rust buster. I bought this to hurry along taking rust off the weight plates. So I got a big one. I got a little one for the little groove, and then I got the mid-size. I wanted to try this one. This I thought would like be floppy or something, but it's actually like rock hard. It's very, very hard bristles. All nylon. This for paint. This morning I got up really early, taped this. This is the air conditioning filter. And of course, after hours of just sitting here, it has come undone. So we have to duct tape it up a little bit more on this table, use the fans and spray that away. 11:50, so this is a good time. I don't like to paint after 3 because people start coming home and you start hearing people and then people might hate me, and I don't want everyone to like me. Because it's already dark, I'm just going to use the black paint. Wild colour on the silver bits here. So I sprayed the backboard. The spray that I'm using says that it attaches itself to plastic, but I kept seeing like spots seeping into the plastic and disappearing, and it was becoming white. $13 to $14 a can. I can't afford to like waste paint. 2 hours, and the bus boring actually dried perfectly. Ran any piece of tape that was overlapped. Somehow it got in between every single piece of tape. So this one is the heaviest basket ring I've got. I've got 4. They're all different weights, but this is by far the heaviest. Like, let's weigh it. 4 kilos. So that one's 4 kilos. This one's 1.6 kilos. That's a big difference. I wonder why they make it so heavy. I'm going to make it a fluoro green with the Squirts. Squirts is a brand by White Knight, and their stuff's really good. It goes a really long way and very vivid colours, but boy does it stick. Which is going to be called Slime Ball. This is where that plate belongs. It belongs on the front of this backboard. The hook at the bottom would just fall out if you did this. So I'll just shove something that would fit. Okay, so this is on roll. Doesn't go on like that at all. It's broken through. Look at the plate showing, so I can't get this in. It's the plate upside down. Maybe the plate is meant to be turned the other way around. Got that one holding together. Things making noises like a Titanic. This is how you put a basketball ring together. Lifetime products. It's because you spent a lifetime putting it together. What if you got this hoop because you had no friends? And like no one was here to help you put it together. Did you ever think of that last time? Did you? Did a great job of stripping the bolt. Cleaned that already, but now it looks white. For some reason it's turned white, and so is a piece of cardboard it's on. So I'm a little bit wary of what that white means. I think the white stuff's rust buster. That's where I put it. I think I rust busted this and forgot to take it off. Ooh, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And we're gonna try the bolts that I got from Days Lifetime brand. I'm heading to go get another basketball hoop. This one you can find at Toy World for $290. It's got the same base, the same design as the Kmart hoop, but it's got a different backboard. It's got the same backboard that I got in my backyard. That was from a totally different pole system with a different base. It's interesting how many different systems they're mix and matching. They're putting different bases on different products and then they're totally different prices. So it looks like the Kmart one, the basketball ring is a lot lighter. And then on the basketball system that I got in the backyard, the basketball ring is 4 kilos. Yet that basketball backboard is on this one that I'm gonna go get, which looks like it could have been from Toy World. So I'm very interested to see what weight hoop they've gone and slapped on this. Upside down. Flip this over. All these poles are stuck together, so I'm draining the water. Well, that's all I managed to salvage because that thing was cooked. It has square pegs, or square holes. Well, the rest of the holes had rusted through so much that they were now circles and they were stripped. There was no getting any other bolts out. I was there for hours, and I mean hours. I mean, I even tipped the thing over. It was full of water, and I mean full. It was chock-a-block full. It was a challenge, I tell you that. Okay, everything just went wrong. The thing I collected was this. This is it. One basketball ring that has a weird fitting. It only fits on a pole. It's not universal at all. It's not as light as I thought it would be. It comes with these braces. This is attached to the hoop. It's attached to the backboard. Same bolt. Attached to the rim. And the backboard. Oh, and I took all the bolts. So all the bolts that came off, even though the poles didn't come apart because the poles were stuck. To get these off, I had to use techniques. I actually had to stick a spanner deep inside the pole to hold a beam to stop it from spinning because you couldn't do it from underneath because they were using flathead screws. They have a little square section under it, so it's a circular flathead and it has a little square nodule thing and it goes into a square hole. So when you undo it from the bottom, that's supposed to stop it spinning, but it kept spinning because that square is now circular. They were circular before I'd touched it, okay? It wasn't me, I didn't do it. So I couldn't even bring the backboard home, and inside the first pole was stuck shut. Couldn't even access the big, large, massive bolts at the base because there was so much beehive in there. Let the bees be. The base was filled with water. I actually had to lift with all my might. It was filled to the brim. I don't know how many liters it's in that thing, but I lifted it, and I did it without the ring on, the other side. So I had to lift the entire beam, had to rotate circular, but the backboard was flimsy and pretty cheap plastic, and as I turned it, you could see it like about to snappity crack pop. I quickly went over to the other side and put my tool kit underneath the middle of it so it gives it some leverage, and it actually did. It flipped all the way over, emptied the water, and still couldn't get the poles off. So the poles are still there, the backboard's still there, and the base is still there, but all the bolts are with me. So I asked, can I take it? And she said yes. It's called Power Force. It's a Power Force backboard. The green slime ball, that system is also a Lifetime, and it also said Power Force on the backboard. This one was real cheap. It was a smaller backboard, a thinner backboard, a weird backboard, a cheap version of the one I got out the back. Well, this one in Toy World, it's worse than the Kmart one. The Kmart one's $90. I'd say the Kmart one is much more superior, and the one I got out the back, the slime ball, is much more superior than all of them. I can't believe somebody charges almost $300 for this thing. The audacity. A few bolts snapped. No, this is the one that snapped. And since this system was even worse, I took the parts that I could salvage and I'm going to go put them on slime ball. If anything else, I got really good bolts. I didn't end up having to pay for any bolts. No, this is the one that goes through Oh, gross. Look at that. Look what's on it. That's just what's on the bolt. You imagine what I saw on the actual system. Oh. So this is from the Toy World one. Well, hopefully this is from this cylinder. It's to be long enough to go through the pipe, but it also needs to have this square. I'm not sure if anything's going to fit because this bolt I think is the one that snapped. So this bolt is the bolt that the work guy that came and helped me and just shoved in there so we wouldn't lose it. Wants to stop here, and it looks like from there to the base of the pole is 9 foot. So you add that on top of the base and the wheels and stuff. This could be where the 10 foot, if not, it's a 9.5 foot rim, which is basically like every public basketball court on the Gold Coast. I'm surprised we're getting this far. We're going to treat all that for rust. Now, we can put the hoop on. Doesn't fit. Maybe it needs to be made to fit. Pretty sure this is the backboard that came with this pole. If it's not, I sold the wrong backboards to someone. Sold a backboard to a guy. With a black rim. Or does this just need to be shoved in? What I did was I tightened the 4 bolts on the base in this bracket and on the other side of the rim, and it's made the bracket close a little too tight so the pole wouldn't fit. But now I've loosened it up a bit, pulled the brackets out side to side, and this pole actually fit. The 2 bolts need to go through here. It's very challenging. It'd probably be better if you put the basketball hoop on last, but you can't because that's how the bracket fits to the backboard. If it laid the other way around, it'd be easy, but how am I supposed to get underneath? Need to find something to pop that up more with. I don't know if this is the front or the back. I'm going to say it's the back. It's flush. It must go flush against the backboard. This is curved. This has got to be the back. Went on. I need to find a bolt about that big. Okay, this is probably the original piece, but because this thing doesn't attach to anything, because it's like no good, we're using the one off the last time that we went to, that we left in the person's backyard. These are the bits I salvaged. One of them fits, and we're going to use the other one. So that was not a waste of time. Changed this bolt here. This was the dodgiest bolt in the entire thing. It was stripped, rusted, and it was sort of soft. So that's got a new one. That one is a spare part from the other lifetime ring that I left at someone's house. I have to make this whole thing go up. That cigar looking thing goes afterwards, but we'll see. 1, 2, and 3 are all connected. One of them's got the wrong bolts, but it's an extra large bolt, so it's extra safe. It's taken months. Need to finish the dump master. Next basketball ring I went and got, it's a plexiglass see-through backboard, my favourite of all the backboards. It's got a big hole in it, nobody wants it. Their removalists smashed it. The lady thought that I wouldn't be able to get it in the car. I mean, a little bit of me didn't believe it either, but that doesn't stop me.